Hello, and welcome to Different Spirits and Ghosts. Recently, I was having a discussion with my father about ghosts and spirits, and a question came up about the different types of entities. It was at this point that I decided I should make a video explaining what these beings are and how they are different. Of course, this is a brief overview, since no one is 100% sure what these beings are. Orbs. These entities have been written about quite a bit in history, and nowadays you can barely turn on the television without seeing someone posting photos of this phenomenon. They frequently appear on photos and videos in areas that are commonly thought of as haunted. In some cases, investigators have stated that they are able to enter a person's body and can sometimes alter their personality. These orbs come in all types of colors, such as gold, green, blue, red, black, etc. And in some images, some state a face or multiple faces can be seen within them. Historically, they were referred to as ghost lights, will-o'-wisps, and ignis fatuus. According to legend, they would lure weary travelers off the road, causing many people to get lost and die. Some theories state they are manifesting ghosts, while others say they could be an energy source for our spirit friends. Many are skeptical if what people are capturing is anything more than rain, dust, or insects, and I myself am on the fence as to if they really exist or not. Residual. This topic is more of a type of haunting rather than an actual form of spirit, but I feel it needs to be included here. Residual entities are one of the most commonly seen form of presence than any other. While many are not sure how this process happens, they do seem to have been human at one point, and take the form of the typical ghost person. These beings do not interact with people, and many theorize that they do not realize they are deceased, or that anything has changed around them. Many have reported seeing them, and they will walk right through a witness as if they didn't exist. Honestly, this is one of the saddest cases in the paranormal world, since it seems they are somehow stuck in almost a loop of doing a certain activity over and over again, with no way out of it. Some theorize that a traumatic or emotional event took place to them that was so powerful it has kept them in that time frame even in death. I should mention that within this form, some have seen ghost objects such as carriages and cars, which truly is puzzling. Again, they follow residual hauntings, but are a bit of a head scratcher due to them being inanimate objects. I suppose if something happened tragically while a human was in such a vehicle, then the same energy could envelop an object as well. Poltergeist. One of the most famous types of beings on this list, and one of the most dangerous. It recently has been suggested that this presence isn't a spirit at all, but rather a manifestation of emotion from the person's household, or uncontrolled psychokinesis. What is agreed upon is that poltergeists were never human and can be quite violent. Typically, their activity involves electrical devices turning on and off, banging noises, objects moving about by themselves, strange smells, and most notably, objects levitating. Many encounters reveal that whatever these things are, they can physically attack a human being, leading much confusion differentiating them from demons. Outside of the movie showing strange creatures, many accept that poltergeists are actually the result of psychic energy generated subconsciously from a person known as an agent. Again, this is a theory, and with no way to test it out, anything is possible. Shadow people. I recently covered this topic in my last cryptid spotlight, so I won't go into too much detail here. These beings are truly a mystery within the mystery of spirits. They seem to interact with humans, but in most cases appear to try to keep from being detected. As stated in my cryptid spotlight, they frequently are seen moving out of the corner of your eye, and then when someone focuses on them, they disappear. Shadow people appear as a dark shadowy form as a human, and there are reports of people being followed or attacked by these beings. I would say many, but everyone is unsure what these entities are, or if they were human at one point. Some have theorized that they are interdimensional beings, or even a race of aliens. Many people refer to them as watchers, since for the most part they hide in the shadows watching us in our daily activities, rather than interacting. They definitely seem intelligent, and the one known simply as the Hat Man can be quite frightening. Animals. On to a topic that is bittersweet in most cases. In the Native American culture, they tell stories of spirit animals that are said to possess you as a baby and stick with you until death. These spirits are seen as a personal guide or protector and take on the form of many animals. Each animal spirit is different and has different abilities, but for the topic of this video, I am talking about something totally different. There exists in the spirit realm the rare case of animals coming back in the form of a spirit after death. Why I started this topic with it being bittersweet is due to the fact it is commonly a loved family pet that is returned. I personally encountered this type of spirit, and while it makes me happy, it also makes me sad. About 5 or 6 years ago, I lost my cat Sammy, who I had for 21 years. After this event, my wife and I would frequently see him around the house, and one night my wife awoke to see him sitting on our bedroom floor until he disappeared in a blue ball of light. To this day, I still catch sights of what looks to be his tail coming down the stairs, only to disappear. It is nice to see my close friend even after death, but it is also sad knowing I can't interact with him or pet him. Full body. This is the most sought after form of a spirit that is the stereotypical ghost that everyone talks about. These beings are normally as tangible as you or I, only they appear in locations where they don't belong. Full body apparitions frequently are seen when someone takes a photograph and suddenly another person who wasn't there is now visible. They were most certainly human at one point, but unlike residual hauntings, they are well aware of their surroundings. In most cases, they appear to know they are dead and are trying to communicate with the living world, while in other cases they seem to think they are still living and some strangers are taking over their house. These spirits are often vocal and in many reports are capable of touching the living or even moving objects. Very few sightings have resulted in them being able to directly injure someone, but can inadvertently do so. Full bodies carry their personality as well, with some of them being friendly spirits while others are quite angry. In most cases, it is agreed that most of these spirits will cohesively live among humans if it is agreed upon, or it can also result in them being able to move on and find peace. Temporary. I feel the need to add this form of spirit to the list since people around the world have experienced this form of presence. I'm not sure what the official name is for them, but I will refer to them as temporary hauntings. These type of spirits can take on the form of full bodies or the untalked about invisible type, which act like full bodies but can't seem to manifest the form. In keeping with this item, I view temporaries as loved ones who have passed on but insist on visiting their family members before moving on to whatever exists after death. These spirits typically come back with good tidings, and once they accomplish this, they are never seen again. Their intent isn't malignant or with the purpose of scaring someone, but rather they just want to say goodbye. Angels. These beings are said to have never been originally human, but can appear as such, but normally reside in the spirit realm. As many are aware, these beings are said to come in different forms, with many being made with a single purpose in mind, while others show a form of free will. Some were made to simply destroy a certain location and then disappear from any writings thereafter, and others are depicted as being leaders who command armies of others of their kind. For the ones pertaining to this video topic, I am referring to the ones written about who are seen as guardians. These entities are said to watch over mankind and can protect people from harm if they deem it necessary. For the most part, how they decide to intervene is a mystery, with many horrific things happening to people every day around the world without aid being given. Many people who have encountered one who has aided them normally report an intense feeling as to knowing this being is an angel without being told so. Demons. Much like the previous entity, these spirits were never human, but also live in the spirit realm. It is said that these beings were once angels, but then were turned into spirits with ill intent after attempting to take over the spirit realm. Unlike the angels, these beings are normally very involved with humans' daily activities. Demons are said to be able to possess objects and people with what appears to be utilized to spread fear. Much like previous entries on this video, they follow the same activities as poltergeists and others, with the ability to harm humans or in some cases kill them. Afterward. When dealing with spirits, keep in mind that many of them were actually human at one point, and in many instances are confused or even scared at the new station in this mortal coil. Some do seem to enjoy scaring people, but for the most part they want recognition and don't want to cause harm. With researching these beings, many question why they come back and others don't. I personally feel that people who have died during or with extreme emotions commonly return, be it a pet who dearly loved their owner, someone who wrongfully died and is back for revenge, or even the emotion of strong hate. With that, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.